What's up, folks? This is Josh back here again. It's that time of the week for a Steelers video. Big win for the Pittsburgh Steelers today. They win 20-12. I knew it was going to be a slugfest. The Steelers clinched a playoff spot today. So let's talk about this a little bit. We had the Kansas City Chiefs who were fighting for a playoff spot, who might not make it now. But, hats off to the Kansas City Chiefs fans and their players. Growing up my whole life, I knew a few Chiefs fans. I don't know any online really anymore. But they always had a classy franchise and classy players. And luckily the Steelers today could pick up a win. This was a defensive game from the get-go. Steelers defense shined today, man. They had 6 sacks on the day. They forced a fumble. They were in Alex Smith's face all day long. And I said, earlier or last week that would be the outcome of the game. Just get a little pressure on Alex Smith, and it would be a wrap. And that's exactly what it was. Jamal Charles really didn't do nothing. Steelers defense held the Chiefs to 39 yards rushing. Hats off to Mike Tomlin, man, and Dick LeBeau for having a defensive scheme and really busted their asses today. Cam Hayward had a big game on defense. James Harrison, everybody played. If I give a game ball today, I would have to give it to the Steelers defense as a unit, because they just played lights out. Big win for the Steelers. Antonio Brown, he didn't have a monster game, but he had a pretty big game. Caught 7 balls for about 80 yards, a touchdown. Roethlisberger got banged up, but he was fine. If you know Roethlisberger, that's a minor injury. Le'Veon Bell had 60 on the ground and also a rushing touchdown. Injuries and penalties are part of the game. But there was a call in today's game. Steelers were clearly dominating. And it was a 3rd down, and, the Steelers, it was like a pass to their tight end or something. And Lawrence Timmons stuffed it, and they would have been punting. And if you go back, if any of you guys, please take your time out of your day and go back and look at this call. It's one of the worst calls I've ever seen in football history. They call a taunting on William Gay. So if you go back and look at the picture, William Gay is looking at Lawrence Timmons. He's not looking at any of the Kansas City Chiefs players. So, and the referee, if you look at the picture's back is turned when he's throwing the flag, which makes no sense. So basically the Steelers, they got a flag for taunting their own player. William Gay got a flag for taunting Lawrence Timmons. If you go back and look at it, ridiculous call, bullshit. Kept the Chiefs in the game a little bit. But the Steelers defense would keep playing hard. It really didn't matter. But it was just one of those calls where you just like, what? You left kind of scratching your head like, what the fuck, dude? How can you be how is it even a taunting penalty? If you go back and see it, you're going to laugh your ass off. Because William Gay wasn't looking at any of the Chiefs players. He was looking dead at Lawrence Timmons. And all he was doing was standing there like this with his arms crossed. It was just a terrible, terrible call. I was pissed off at the time, but at the same time I was laughing because it was just so goddamn horrible. But big win for the Steelers today. I'm proud of what the Steelers have done. They clinched a playoff spot. Early in the season they had a rocky start, but they have come and they have played some ball here in December. 3-0 in December. They're 10-5. And if we win next week, not only will we win the division, but the Colts are down 28-0 right now. And if Pittsburgh wins next week, they will clinch the 3 seed in the AFC playoffs, which will be huge. But just a big win for the Steelers today. I want to give a shout out to all the Steeler fans. Shout out to all the Steeler players for busting their ass today. Special shout out to Mike Tomlin for really just hanging in there when times were hard. And he's done a really, really good coaching job this year, like I said early on. But the second half of the season, he's been great. Dick LeBeau came with a defensive scheme today that really, really won the game for him. I mean, they had pressure on Alex Smith all day long. And they're going to need that again next week because they got a good Cincinnati team coming into Pittsburgh, who we already beat this year. But they'll be ready. We'll be ready. And the winner is winning the North. Let the best team win. Pray that there's no injuries for the Bengals or the Steelers, and let the best team win the game. But this has just been my NFL Week 16 football video. Like I said, the Steelers win 20-12 and clinch playoff spot today with a win to go to 10-5. And they have the Bengals coming in to Heinz Field next week. The winner will be the AFC North champion. Something else, while we're talking about the AFC North, I'm laughing my ass off because I seen on Facebook this week, I have a lot of hatred towards the Bengals, but I have a whole lot more towards the Ravens. And I was laughing my ass off listening to these Raven fans bash Cincinnati. Why are you bashing Cincinnati for one? Cincinnati done beat you twice. And then you go to Houston and lose to a quarterback that they just signed, and they beat the brakes off of you, and y'all probably ain't going to the playoffs. Funny how karma comes back around. Shit's hilarious. But I just want to throw that in there. I'm currently watching Dallas and Indianapolis. It's 28-0, and Buffalo is losing to Oakland 10-7. Tonight we have Seattle and Arizona battling. The winner will probably win the NFC West. And tomorrow night we have a huge game. Denver at Cincinnati. I know Cincinnati hasn't been good on prime time, but maybe this will be the game that they show up. But you never underestimate Peyton Manning. Shout out to Mike Man 70. The awesome Jeffy Pooh and any other Steeler fans that watch my videos or anywhere across the world. Big win today, and we're going to the playoffs. I will see you guys next week after the Bengals game. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and is safe. And like I said, we'll see you next week after the Bengals game. Peace.